Imagine, if you will, a world where every thought, action, and decision is not colored by the opinions of others. A world where you're truly free to be yourself, to express your innermost desires, and to live life on your own terms. This, my dear friends, is not a mere fantasy, but a reality that is within your grasp, waiting to be claimed. As we embark on this journey together, I ask you to open your minds and hearts to the truth that I am about to share. For in this truth lies the key to your liberation, the secret to unlocking your full potential, and the power to create the life you've always dreamed of. Let us begin by understanding the nature of reality itself. You see, the world around you, with all its seeming solidity and permanence, is nothing more than a reflection of your own consciousness. Every person, every object, every circumstance that you encounter is but a mirror showing you the contents of your own mind. When you allow yourself to be swayed by the opinions of others, when you seek their approval or fear their judgment, you are giving away your power. You are surrendering your divine right to create your own reality and instead allowing others to shape it for you. But I tell you this, you are the operant power in your world. You, and you alone, have the ability to choose the thoughts and beliefs that will form the foundation of your experience. The moment you realize this truth, the moment you embrace it with every fiber of your being, is the moment you begin to truly live. Consider for a moment. The vast majority of people in this world, they live their lives in a constant state of reaction, forever at the mercy of external circumstances. They believe that their happiness, their success, their very worth as human beings is dependent on the approval of others. They spend their days chasing after the ever-elusive validation of their peers, their superiors, even complete strangers. But I ask you, what good has this approach ever brought them? Has it led to true fulfillment? Has it brought them lasting peace? Has it allowed them to express their authentic selves and live lives of purpose and meaning? The answer, my friends, is a resounding no. For as long as you place your sense of self-worth in the hands of others, you will forever be a slave to their whims and expectations. You will live your life in fear, always looking over your shoulder, always second-guessing yourself, always wondering if you measure up to some arbitrary standard set by those who know nothing of your true potential. But there is another way, a way that leads to true freedom, to unshakable confidence, to a life lived on your own terms. And that way begins with a simple yet profound shift in your consciousness. From this moment forward, I want you to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to stop caring what others think, to release yourself from the prison of their opinions and judgments, to reclaim your power as the creator of your own reality. Now, I can hear the objections forming in your minds. But Neville, you might say, how can I simply stop caring what others think? Isn't it natural to want approval and acceptance? And to this I say, yes, it is natural. It is a default state of the human ego, always seeking validation from the outside world. But you, my dear friends, are more than your ego. You are divine beings created in the image of God with the power to shape your reality through the power of your imagination. The key lies in understanding that the opinions of others have no inherent power over you. They are merely thoughts floating in the ether until you choose to give them substance by accepting them as truth. But you have the ability to choose differently. You have the power to reject those opinions that do not serve you and to embrace only those thoughts and beliefs that align with your highest vision for yourself. Let me share with you a powerful technique that will help you in this endeavor. Each night, as you lie in bed preparing for sleep, I want you to engage in a simple yet profound exercise. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as the person you wish to be. See yourself moving through the world with unshakable confidence, completely unbothered by the opinions of others. Visualize specific scenarios where you might have previously sought approval or feared judgment. Perhaps it's a pressure at work, a social gathering, or a personal decision you've been struggling with. See yourself navigating these situations with ease and grace, fully aligned with your authentic self. Feel the sense of freedom that comes with this new way of being. Experience the lightness, the joy, the sheer exhilaration of living life on your own terms. Let this feeling permeate every cell of your being. until it becomes more real to you than any external circumstance. As you drift off to sleep, hold on to this vision. Know that in this state of relaxation, your subconscious mind is most receptive to new ideas. You are, in essence, planting a seed that will grow and flourish in the fertile soil of your imagination. With consistent practice, you will find that this new way of being begins to manifest in your waking life. You'll notice small changes at first, a newfound ability to speak your mind without fear, a decreased need for validation from others, a growing sense of inner peace and contentment. But as you persist, as you remain faithful to this new concept of yourself, you will witness a complete transformation. The opinions of others will lose their power over you. You will move through the world with a sense of ease and confidence that you never thought possible. Not maybe please. This does not mean that you become callous or uncaring towards others. On the contrary, when you free yourself from the need for external validation, you open yourself up to more authentic and meaningful connections with those around you. You see, when you stop caring what others think, you create space for genuine self-expression. You allow yourself to be vulnerable, to show up as your true self, without the masks and pretenses that so often characterize our interactions with others. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. You create an environment of authenticity and acceptance that allows for deeper, more meaningful relationships. You become a beacon of freedom, inspiring others to break free from their own self-imposed limitations. But perhaps you're wondering, what about the practical implications of this approach? Won't I face consequences if I disregard the opinions of others entirely? This is a valid concern, and it's important to address it. Stopping caring what others think does not mean that you become oblivious to the world around you or that you disregard all social norms and expectations. Rather, it means that you approach these external factors from a place of inner strength and solve. You see, when you are firmly rooted in your own sense of self-worth, when you are clear about your values and priorities, you can navigate the external world with grace and wisdom. You can choose to conform to certain expectations when it serves your higher purpose. But you do so from a place of conscious choice rather than fear or need for approval. For example, in a professional setting, you might choose to adhere to certain dress codes or communication styles because they align with your goal of career advancement. But you do so not because you fear judgment or rejection, but because you recognize the value of these conventions in achieving your desired outcome. The key difference is that you are no longer at the mercy of others' opinions. You are in control, making conscious choices based on your own inner guidance rather than external pressures. This shift in perspective is truly liberating. It allows you to move through the world with a sense of ease and flow, unburdened by the constant need to please others or live up to their expectations. Imagine for a moment how different your life would be if you approached every situation from this place of inner strength and self-assurance. How would your relationships change? How would your career evolve? How would your personal growth accelerate? The possibilities are truly limitless. When you stop caring what others think, you open yourself up to a world of opportunity that was previously hidden from view. You become free to pursue your passions, to take risks, to express your creativity without fear of judgment or criticism. But let me be clear. This transformation does not happen overnight. It is a process, a journey of self-discovery and inner growth. There will be moments of doubt, times when you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of seeking approval or fearing judgment. When these moments arise, I urge you to be gentle with yourself. Remember that you are undoing years, perhaps decades of conditioning. The habit of caring what others think is deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. And it takes time and consistent effort to break free from its grip. The key is to remain steadfast in your commitment to this new way of being. Each time you catch yourself seeking approval or fearing judgment, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of your true nature. I am the operant power in my world. The opinions of others have no power over me unless I choose to give them power. Then in that moment, make a conscious choice to align with your highest self. Choose thoughts and actions that reflect your authentic desires and values, regardless of what others might think. As you practice this, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural over time. What once felt like a constant struggle will become second nature. You will move through the world with a sense of ease and grace that comes from true inner alignment. Now, I want to address another common concern that often arises when we speak of stopping caring what others think. Some fear that this approach will lead to selfishness or a lack of consideration for others. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you free yourself from the constant need for external validation, you actually become more capable of genuine empathy and compassion. You see, when you're no longer consumed by your own insecurities and fears of judgment, you have more mental and emotional energy to truly connect with others. You become able to listen without judgment, to offer support without expectation, to love without conditions. Your relationships become deeper and more meaningful because they are based on authentic connection rather than a mutual exchange of validation. Moreover, when you embody this way of being, you become an inspiration to others. Your freedom gives them permission to seek their own liberation. Your authenticity encourages them to embrace their true selves. Your courage emboldens them to break free from their own self-imposed limitations. In this way, by focusing on your own inner growth and liberation, you actually contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness. You become a beacon of light in a world that so desperately needs it. But perhaps you're still skeptical. Perhaps you're thinking, this all sounds well and good in theory. But how does it apply to my everyday life? How can I practically implement this philosophy? I'm glad you asked. Let me offer you some concrete strategies that you can begin implementing today to start your journey towards true freedom from the opinions of others. First and foremost, start paying attention to your thoughts. Notice when you find yourself seeking approval or fearing judgment. Don't judge these thoughts or try to push them away. Simply observe them with curiosity and compassion. Is this really true? Does this person's opinion actually have any bearing on my worth as a human being? What would happen if I chose not to care about this? Next, practice making small decisions based solely on your own preferences and values, without considering what others might think. Perhaps it's choosing an outfit that truly expresses your personal style, even if it's not currently fashionable. Or maybe it's voicing an unpopular opinion in a discussion, not to be contrarian, but because it's what you genuinely believe. Start small and build from there. As you become more comfortable with this new way of being, you can apply it to bigger decisions and more significant aspects of your life. Another powerful practice is to regularly remind yourself your inherent worth. Each morning when you wake up, look in the mirror and affirm to yourself, I am worthy just as I am. My value does not depend on the opinions of others. I choose to live authentically, guided by my own inner wisdom. Additionally, surround yourself with people who support your growth and respect your authenticity. Seek out relationships that are based on mutual respect and genuine connection, rather than superficial approval or validation. Remember, the company you keep has a profound impact on your consciousness. Choose wisely, and don't be afraid to distance yourself from relationships that consistently undermine your self-worth or encourage you to seek external validation. Now let's delve deeper into the spiritual implications of this philosophy. When you stop caring what others think, you align yourself more closely with your true spiritual nature. You see, at your core, you are a divine being, a perfect expression of the universal consciousness that permeates all of existence. This divine essence within you is not subject to the opinions or judgments of others. It is complete, perfect, and whole, just as it is. When you live from this place of inner knowing, you tap into a wellspring of wisdom, creativity, and power that is beyond anything you could imagine. Consider for a moment the great spiritual teachers and leaders throughout history. They did not achieve their profound impact on the world by seeking approval or conforming to societal expectations. On the contrary, they often stood in direct opposition to the prevailing thoughts and beliefs. They had the courage to speak their truth, to live their purpose, regardless of what others thought. And in doing so, they changed the course of history and elevated the consciousness of humanity. You, my dear friends, have this same potential within you. You have the ability to make a profound impact on the world simply by being true to yourself and living from a place of authenticity and inner alignment. But to do this, you must be willing to let go of your need for approval. You must be willing to stand in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it goes against the grain of societal expectations. This is not always easy. There will be times when you feel alone, when you doubt yourself, when the temptation to conform is strong. In these moments, I urge you to remember your true nature. Remember that you are the divine being created in the image of God, with the power to shape your reality through the power of your imagination. Remind yourself that the opinions of others are just that, opinions. They are not facts. They are not truths. And they certainly do not define who you are or what you're capable of achieving. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery and inner liberation, you will likely encounter resistance both from within yourself and from the world around you. This is natural and to be expected. Anytime we challenge the status quo, anytime we dare to break free from societal conditioning, we are met with resistance. But I urge you to see this resistance not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. An opportunity to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your commitment to your authentic self, to prove to yourself that you are indeed capable of living life on your own terms. When you encounter internal resistance, those voices of doubt and fear that tell you to play it safe and conform, recognize them for what they are. Echoes of old conditioning, not reflections of your true self. Thank these voices for their concern. Then gently but firmly set them aside and choose to align with your higher self instead. When you face external resistance, criticism, judgment, or pressure from others to conform, remember that their reactions are more about them than they are about you. Their discomfort with your authenticity often stems from their own fears and insecurities. Respond with compassion, but do not let their reactions deter you from your path. As you persist in this new way of being, as you consistently choose authenticity over approval, freedom over fear, you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. You'll find that opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. Synchronicities become more frequent. You will attract people and experiences that align with your true self and support your highest good. This is not magic or coincidence. It is simply the natural result of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. When you stop caring what others think and start living from a place of inner truth and authenticity, you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities that have always been available to you. You see, the universe responds to your dominant thoughts and beliefs. When you're constantly seeking approval and validation from others, you're essentially telling the universe, I'm not enough on my own. I need others to validate my worth. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, will continue to provide you with experiences that reflect this belief. But when you shift your consciousness, when you embrace your inherent worth and live from a place of self-assurance and inner alignment, you send a different message to the universe. You declare, I am complete, whole, and worthy, just as I am. I trust in my own inner guidance, and I'm ready to receive all the good that life has to offer. And the universe responds in kind, bringing you experiences, opportunities, and relationships that reflect this new, empowered state of being. This, my friends, is the true power of stopping caring what others think. It's not just about freeing yourself from the burden of others' opinions. It's about stepping into your power as a divine creator, aligning yourself with the infinite wisdom of the universe, and opening yourself up to a life of true fulfillment and purpose. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a final thought. The journey we've discussed today, the journey towards true freedom and self-realization, is not always an easy one. There will be challenges along the way. There will be moments of doubt. Times when the old patterns of seeking approval try to reassert themselves. But I want you to know this. You are stronger than you realize. You have within you all the resources you need to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any challenge. The power that created the universe resides within you, waiting to be acknowledged and expressed. So I urge you, from this day forward, to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to honor your true nature, to trust your inner guidance, to live authentically regardless of what others may think. Start each day by affirming your worth and your power. Look in the mirror and declare with conviction, I am a divine being, worthy of love and respect. I choose to live authentically, guided by my own inner wisdom. The opinions of others have no power over me unless I choose to give them power. As you go about your day, be mindful of your thoughts and actions. When you catch yourself seeking approval or fearing judgment, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of your commitment to authenticity. Then, make a conscious choice to act from a place of inner alignment rather than... Remember, this is a process. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you unlearn old patterns and embrace this new way of being. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Each time you choose authenticity over approval, you're strengthening your inner resolve and moving closer to true freedom. And as you continue on this journey, know that you're not alone. There are others out there just like you who are awakening to their true power and choosing to live authentically. Seek out these kindred spirits. Support each other, inspire each other, and together create a community of individuals who are committed to living life on their own terms. Imagine the ripple effect this could have on the world. As more and more people free themselves from the need for external validation and start living authentically, we could see a shift in collective consciousness, a world where people are no longer driven by fear and insecurity, but by love, creativity, and a genuine desire to express their unique gifts. You have the power to be a part of this transformation. By choosing to stop caring what others think and start living authentically, you're not just changing your own life, you're contributing to the evolution of humanity as a whole. Well, I ask you, are you ready to embrace your true power? Are you ready to let go of the need for approval and start living life on your own terms? Are you ready to step into the fullness of who you truly are? The choice is yours. The power is within you. And the time is now. As we conclude our time together, I want you to take a moment to visualize the life that awaits you on the other side of this transformation. See yourself moving through the world with unshakable confidence, fully aligned with your authentic self. Feel the sense of freedom, joy, and purpose that comes from living life on your own terms. Hold on to this vision. Let it inspire you in moments of doubt. Let it guide you as you navigate the challenges that lie ahead. And most importantly, let it remind you of the incredible potential that resides within you. Remember, my dear friends, you are the authors of your own story. You have the power to create any reality you can imagine. By choosing to stop caring what others think, you're reclaiming your divine right to shape your life according to your own vision. So go forth with courage and conviction. Embrace your authenticity, trust your inner wisdom. And know that as you do, you're not just transforming your own life. You're contributing to the transformation of the world. Thank you for your attention and your willingness to embark on this journey of self-discovery and inner liberation. May you always remember your true nature as a divine creator, and may you have the courage to live that truth every day of your life. And so, my friends, I leave you with this final thought. The opinions of others are just clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. You are the sun, constant, radiant, and unaffected by these passing shadows. Shine brightly, live authentically, and let the world bask in the warmth of your true self. Thank you, and may your journey towards authentic living be filled with joy, growth, and endless possibilities.